Why Bobcat Has a Short Tail by Maya. When Bobcat had a long tail, the trees and bushes were bright and green and everybody was happy. Everybody liked Bobcat because she was kind and generous. She was known across the land for her kind heart. Everybody also knew that Bobcat's most prized possession was her tail. It was a beautiful tail. It was tan, bushy, and long. Coyote was jealous of Bobcat's tail, for he had a short, stubby tail, so he devised a plan to steal it. Several moons later, Coyote came to Bobcat and said, "Bobcat, will you lend me your tail?" Bobcat wanted to be kind to Coyote, but her tail was her most treasured possession. So Bobcat said to Coyote, "Come back tomorrow, and I will tell you if I will give you my tail or not." The Bobcat left to go get rest, but she couldn't sleep. All night she tossed and turned, wondering if she should lend Coyote her precious tail. Coyote couldn't sleep either. He wondered if Bobcat would lend him her tail. After all, it was Bobcat's most treasured possession. Finally, he got up and went to find Bobcat. Bobcat had finally decided to lend Coyote her precious tail. "Take good care of my tail," Bobcat called after Coyote. "Bring it back after a moon." But Coyote didn't hear Bobcat. He ran off joyfully with his new tail. Coyote went off to find Raven, Bear, Sparrow, Deer, and Rabbit, and Mountain Lion. "Look at my new tail, isn't it beautiful?" yelled Coyote. All the animals agreed to this. It was a handsome tail. But to Vulture and Mountain Lion, the tail looked familiar. On second glance, they had noticed it was Bobcat's. Both of them sped off to Bobcat. Bobcat told them everything, from Coyote asking for it to him taking it. Vulture's eyes grew wide. "Coyote stole my plumage," Vulture gasped. "Did he steal Bobcat's beautiful tail?" "There's only one way to find out," Mountain Lion said. "Wise Tortoise," they said together. The journeying animals gathered berries, water, and supplies. In a moon, they were ready to go. Carrying their supplies, they left for the desert in search of Wise Tortoise. It was a long journey. Every day they tired a bit more. Vulture's wings ached and Mountain Lion's paws were sore, but they kept going. The villages they passed gave them food, because in every village Bobcat had helped someone new. In every village they told their story, and the villagers gave them advice about talking to Wise Tortoise. When they got to the desert, they set off in search of Wise Tortoise immediately. It was hard to find Wise Tortoise in the vast desert. Vulture and Bobcat were about to go back when watchful Mountain Lion spotted Wise Tortoise under a rock of granite. "Wise Tortoise," Bobcat began, "Coyote has stolen my wonderful tail. Is there anything you can do?" "There's nothing I can do," replied Wise Tortoise. "We came here for nothing," Vulture cried. "We could be sitting comfortably in Bobcat's den without soreness and aches, but here we are, in the scorching hot sun." With that, Vulture flew off in the sky towards home. Sadly, Mountain Lion and Bobcat went home, telling the villagers of their defeat by Coyote. Coyote never gave back Bobcat's tail. He kept it for himself. That is why Bobcat has a short tail.
There once was a poor village. Everyone was hungry and thirsty because they couldn't see where to hunt for meat. There was no light, so they couldn't see where to grow crops. Crops need sun and water, but there was no light, so they couldn't find anything in the darkness. One day, a very wise man came and told the village, "I will bring light to your village." The villagers were very excited. He told them every time someone was kind, a bright spark would appear. The wise man would take the sparks and put them into a sack that he carried around.
The next day a little boy fell down, but nobody noticed him. Then a very kind kid who actually noticed him helped him up. Soon after that, people were ignoring a young man, and a group of people came over and started talking to him. The people began to be kind to one another and share the little food they had. After a few months, the wise man had so many sparks. When everybody was working, he was building a slingshot to throw all the sparks into the sky, so there would be light in the village. When he thought he had enough sparks, he put them together and threw them up into the sky. They came up with a name for their big ball of sparks. Its name was the sun. This is how the sun was created.
2,000 years ago, when ladybugs did not have spots, they were plain red, but they still flew. One day, Coyote was walking, holding a bucket of black ink to dye her fur. Ladybug was buzzing around Coyote, trying to bother her and make her upset. Coyote kept walking, trying to ignore Ladybug, but it was very hard. Then Coyote tripped over a log, and the ink splattered all over Ladybug.
Ladybug was terrified and realized that she was to blame for the accident. She tried to wash the spots off, but the spots would not come off. It was a stain. Ladybug was very mad at Coyote, but she was more upset with herself. Coyote was also mad because she had to look for more ink. Ladybug learned not to bother the other creatures, and now Ladybug tries not to bother anyone.